Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of Let's Play Fear. I don't remember what interval we're on. Can you believe we're already on episode 17?
It goes by pretty quick.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty lengthy one. Pretty lengthy Let's Play.
Yeah, but I think there's like 12 intervals, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, we're like halfway through, maybe. Yeah, interval 5, we're not even halfway through.
We'll get there.
When we last stopped, we brought the team back over to Bishop, and then we creeped through that window, and now we're here in the under construction part of Armacan.
Yeah, because I'm having a hard time remembering the layout of this game.
Yeah, I have not played it in a long time. I remember liking this game a whole hell of a lot, and I beat it several times back in the day. 3 or 4 times back in the day. Oh, I see you. So, Microsoft had their big reveal. It didn't go very well.
Quote-unquote gameplay trailer, or gameplay review. Quote-unquote. And of course, it wasn't actual like gameplay, as you can imagine.
Yeah, it was like 27 minutes long. There was maybe 5 minutes of gameplay in that fucking thing.
People talking, and then they showed like just pre-rendered fucking cutscenes and stuff, and I'm like, of course that isn't fucking gameplay.
I don't remember what the fucking slow-mo button is. I keep forgetting the fucking controls because it always goes like 6-7 days between recordings.
It's gotta be like shift or control or something. I think it's interaction or something. Or control.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like people are really curious what gameplay on the next gen is going to look like, and of course they never fucking show it.
Yeah, not only that, but what they did show didn't look hardly any better than anything that we saw on the current gen.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see anything there that said that this cannot be played on the Xbox One or PS4?
No, like everything just looks like it could be run on like just current gen hardware. Like nothing really stood out. And that's the big problem, in my opinion.
Yeah. And the internet was pretty upset with it, and understandably so, because this was a lackluster showing. Don't call it a fucking... Like, at least they admitted that they were wrong for doing this, but don't call it a fucking gameplay reveal if it's all very little gameplay actually in it.
Yeah, it's just marketing speak at this point. Like, they don't even, like, it's not truly, like, what it means anymore.
Yeah. So did you watch the entire thing?
I didn't. I skipped through all the actual like people talking. I skipped through all that stupid shit. I did see some of like the actual like the quote unquote gameplay stuff.
Yeah, it takes about 13 minutes of a 27-minute long video.
Because I was curious too. I mean, I was just skipping through all this the stupid fluff.
Yeah, I watched the entire thing and then I sent it to you. I was like, "Watch this. Can you believe this shit?"
Yeah, it was kind of dumb. Because I'm really curious what the next gen's going to look like, and not to change the subject, but PlayStation also released a little like tech demo of theirs.
Yeah, they released a tech demo showing off the Unreal the newest version of the Unreal Engine running on PlayStation 5, and that looked next gen.
Yeah,
that was gorgeous.
It was really solid frame rate, very great visuals. I think Sony has the upper hand in this current like upcoming like console market, next gen market.
Well, they've
so
won.
Far, anyway.
They've won 3 out of the past 4 console generations.
Yeah.
And the only one they didn't win, they still had a very impressive turnaround with the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
who would have guessed that the PlayStation 3 would wind up being a big success
yeah,
with the way it started?
yeah. Extremely bad start. Like even before it came out and everything. Obviously, the 360 came out first a year before. But I mean, ever since then, like PS4, I mean, completely destroyed Xbox One initially.
Yeah.
That was like they annihilated them at E3 in 2013.
Yeah, as soon as Sony showed that thing, it's like, here's how you share your games on the PlayStation 4. You remember that video?
Oh yeah, they're just like mocking the shit out of Microsoft, just to hand the game
Yeah,
over to
yeah,
their friend.
yeah. Like you knew the generation was over as soon as you fucking saw that
Yeah.
shit.
Because like initially, Microsoft was like the only way you can share games. Like, oh, you couldn't share games at all. Actually, it was like all tied to your account and like the key to the game, like the client ID, and so like you couldn't actually like share games at all, even like disc, even on like a disc. And that really backfired, like hugely backfired. And the price tag didn't really help matters either. Like the focus was more on like the apps and the streaming more so than the actual gaming, and Sony really ran with that at the time and really made the PS4 about gaming itself and sharing games, and they really just destroyed Microsoft in that regard. But
Yeah.
and in this generation, it could be the same, but I don't think it's as drastic as it was last generation. But it's looking like Sony's going to get the upper hand this time.
Yeah, the big problem that the Xbox has had, once they got their shit straightened out, at least the big problem that the Xbox has had is exclusive games. Like, they haven't had any great exclusives. But
Yeah.
coming right out of the gate, Sony showed them up big time, and people are going to point it out. I know that UE5, that the Unreal Engine 5 will run on Nintendo's on Microsoft's hardware as well. We all know that, but
Yeah.
it's all about perception right now. And Sony's first showing of gameplay from their console was this Unreal Engine 5 tech demo, and it looked far better than anything at Microsoft's 27-minute showing.
Yeah, definitely, because it was all like gameplay. It was all like actual like running on the hardware. And like, the visuals itself looked. I mean, even like some of the visuals on the Microsoft's gameplay reveal, like they look like they're even from like 7th gen, like 360, like graphically wise anyway. Like some of them look pretty rough. And like in this case for Sony, like it really looked like next gen, like a really high grade PC build, like running the game. Because I think the big thing about the next generation is getting the consoles to be on par with like high grade like PC builds. I think both are used in solid state drives. I could be wrong.
Yeah, they're both using solid state drive.
Okay.
Sony, I think, is going with an NVMe, which is more expensive.
Like, oh, that's like the chip like on the motherboard. That's what I have too.
Yeah, I don't have that. I just got a solid state drive.
Yeah, I have a 500 gig NVE drive. That was Sony, right? Or is that Microsoft? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sony's putting that in their system, which will load very, very fast, which is why they're going with it.
Yeah, because I remember they showed like a loading, like they showed like a little like comparison like of like PS4 versus PS5 like loading screens, and like PS5 loaded in like a second or less or something like that.
Yeah, it was much
makes
faster.
sense.
My problem is they're going with a significantly more expensive form of hard drive, so the hard drive space is not going to be all that great on it.
Yeah.
I think it's a 500
Because they're very
gig, and
expensive.
it's a 500 gig, and that'll fill up quick.
Oh yeah, like a 500 gig. Oh yeah, especially that variation of SSD. That's gonna be really expensive. And that's gonna really bump up the price. Because like I mean, it's also that and, like SSDs have a limited write cycle too. Like they can only like write a certain amount of data before they brick, I guess you can say, compared to mechanical hard drives,
Yeah.
which might be a big thing in the future. Like in the future of these consoles, might be kind of a thing, but
Yeah, you only really need mechanical hard drives nowadays if you are building a old school rig.
yeah. Or if you want just to spend less money on storage, because even like normal SSDs, like they're like terabyte SSDs are a lot more than terabyte HDDs, especially if you want like at least like 3 or 4 terabytes. That's gonna really dry. They're pretty expensive in SSD form. I looked into it when I was building mine, and it's pretty ridiculous. At this point in time, anyway. In the future, it'll be a lot less. I can imagine, but until the hardware gets better and more sophisticated and worked out. Because I think eventually mechanical hard drives are going to be a thing of the past in the future.
Yeah, just because they're slow
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
by
they can
comparison.
be very fragile and just the speed alone, obviously, load speeds.
I got him right in the face.
Ouch. Yeah, that's one of the cooler guns. I think it really reminds me of the Stake gun in Painkiller. Like an automatic version of that gun.
I shotgun better than you do, bitch. Where are you? Where'd he go? Now you're over there?
Sneaking around you, apparently. Or he's just hiding the whole time.
Now he's dead.
That's what he was made to be. What do you think the pricing is? What do you think the pricing on the consoles will be?
I'm guessing 400, hopefully not 500, because they already did that and it was too expensive.
Yeah, like I have a feeling that the PS5 is going to be a lot more than the Xbox One X. Just in terms of the hardware alone and whatnot, what they're using. Because I don't know how they're going to make money. I think they're going to lose money on each console sold on this. I mean, I think they did that in the last couple generations anyway, but they're going to really lose money on each console sold.
Yeah, that's
If it is
usually how
$400.
consoles work.
Yeah.
Is that you lose money on consoles and make it all back on game sales.
Yeah. Especially this time around. Like, I have a feeling the PS5 will be at least 450 to 500. Because even like, I mean, it's kind of funny. Like last time around, like PS4 was a lot cheaper than Xbox One.
Yeah, and it was the more powerful console.
And it was at the time, yeah.
It had the better graphics card. That was partially due to the inclusion of the Kinect. Where are you, asshole?
That was another big factor why people didn't really like Microsoft at the time.
Got him.
The built-in Kinect bullshit, like it's watching you all the time.
Yeah. I never saw the appeal of Kinect.
Yeah, I never did either. I think Microsoft learned their lesson this time, honestly. I mean, I think they're doing a good job. I mean, they kind of bungled their gameplay reveal shit, but I mean, I think it'll be a good console. I think both will be good consoles. I mean, we'll see. Have to see when the time comes, but I mean, I'm kind of glad that console gaming is getting to the point where it's like comparable to PC gaming. Because I think a lot of like people who don't play on PC are kind of missing out on what gaming like can be.
Yeah,
it's good that consoles are getting that to that point.
But I mean, here's the thing with consoles: is you'll get a new console and it'll be up to par, or relatively up to par with PCs for a couple of years,
Yeah.
and then PCs will have advanced so far that it's no longer up to par. And that's what's going to happen. Like,
it's always been like that too, and it'll never change. It's just a factor, just what it like what PC is and whatnot. But it's just good to see, and like I mean, like even like when PS4 and Xbox One came out at the time, like there was like a huge step up between that and like PC gaming, and like it seems like now it's kind of like the drift apart is like becoming less and less.
yeah.
But I mean, for the time being, anyway, obviously. But until like a mid-console upgrade comes along, like 2 or 3 years later, like the PS5 Plus or the PS5 X or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. What I am wondering, what I first thought when I saw Microsoft's big reveal was, does this not look that amazing, or have we hit the point of diminishing returns where it's going to be difficult to impress? And then I saw Sony's, I was like, okay, no, it just didn't look that amazing. Because this looks amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Because I think we're getting really close to the diminishing returns thing, because like it's getting to the point where everything is looking so realistic, everything is running at very high frame rates and still running in high resolution. And I think eventually in the near future it's going to get to that point, but we'll just have to see. Like even like I was watching, like even on TV, like since obviously since COVID-19's ravishing the world, like a lot of like race car, like racing is like on like gaming and stuff. Like there's a lot of esports and stuff going on, like racing. On TV they were actually playing like F1, like F1 drivers and F2 drivers are playing on F1 2019, and it looks like real life. Like it's like running high frame rates, high resolution. I actually mistook it for real life when I saw it on TV. So it's getting to that point where it's like so close to like real life, and the diminishing return is getting like more and more.
I know there's a way to zoom with this weapon. I don't know what it is. Let's find out.
I thought it was like isn't like alt or something, or shift. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was still at the time when like, I mean, obviously, I mean, like the controls for some games are still kind of weird at the time.
Yeah.
Before it became the standard for like right mouse button became like zoom and whatnot. And iron sights became the standard for FPS games.
Did I get the ATF? No. There's still someone over there. Okay, I got that guy. But yeah, I was really impressed with what Sony showed, not so impressed with what Microsoft showed. And for the love of God, Microsoft, why aren't you showing Halo?
Yeah, really. Of all things, really.
Like, your crowd would have been a lot more forgiving of this if you had ended it with Halo. But you ended it with Assassin's Creed, which, okay, fine, the new Assassin's Creed looks good, but there was no gameplay in it. There was no gameplay in that fucking trailer.
People want to see the game in action because that's what they want to pay for. Like, they want to see the product in action before they buy it. I think a lot of this gaming in general has to learn from that. Like, just stop showing these pre-rendered cutscenes all the fucking time. Because the consumer wants to see the product in action so they know what they're paying for.
Yeah, I am at the point where I find it very difficult to get excited about a pre-rendered thing. Like,
I just don't care.
So unless it's a series that I absolutely love from a developer that I absolutely trust. Like, if you gave me a pre-rendered of Doom, and I was like, okay, so, god damn it, I'm about to die.
Use some med kits.
I died. If you gave me like a pre-render of Doom, and just said, hey, a new Doom's coming, fine. I trust id Software. New Doom's coming, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, you're just going off of like just general like trust of the developer, like you know what their track record is, and